welcome to Life Saga TV. Of course, I didn't know I would make it to do a video, but I must. Even if it's late, I know even if few people watch, the rest will be watching whenever they have time. So Wagwan, good evening. Of course it's a bit late, around 10:22. I know some people will be asleep, but when you wake up, guys, kindly watch the video. Share the video, encourage your friends to come and subscribe, and also drop a comment and a like. All right, yeah, so we are on our way to 500 subscribers, and of course I really believe, I'm so optimistic that it will be getting there, right? Yeah, we always believe in you. All right, guys, there are two major matters that are really walking around us, or is it swimming around us or flying around us? Of course, one of it is on ODM, all right, and the other one touches on UKAMBANI. So wagwan. Of course, Ruto went on a trip to UKAMBANI and he turned up ugly. Of course, looking at UKAMBANI, it's one of the places people have been labeling it watermelon, people who can't make a decision and all that. However, I beg to differ. Currently, the people of UKAMBANI have decided, they are no longer going to be the gods, you know. So they are directly addressing Ruto in whatever standards they can. Of course, Wavinya Ndeti, Susan, we saw the MCA, we've seen even this governor speaking, and all is not rosy for the president. So the governor, of course, said that even though he took pictures with Ruto, that does not mean he's supporting him, okay? So, of course, when we do a deep analysis of Kenya, what we see is we may say that maybe people are just being selfish. But at the same time, there is a tendency that most of the politicians don't want to really associate with the government openly. They want to hide behind something, okay? So, of course, I listened to Wavinya Ndeti. I don't know if you watched her speech and what you think about what he said. I also watched the governor, and whatever he said, he was actually trying to say that people should not make him look like he was supporting the government. And he said he's not. So maybe let's start with Wavinya Ndeti, then we'll be slowly going to this crack that is coming out in ODM, regardless of the fact that none of them wants to really say that. Hey, rather drove. And we have Kai Coleman 6598. Welcome to the channel, and thank you so much. Where is it that it's happening of late? People are asking for the Instagram ID. I don't know what's happening. Anyway, it is what it is, and I'm not even so active on Instagram. So Max Wit to M, welcome. Thank you so much for showing up here, and let's see into our politics. Welcome. This looks like Chinese. Max what to M. I did some Chinese and some Japanese language, and during that time we were looking at the kanji characters, and the kanji characters were showing us something of that sort. I don't know. So welcome, Wagwan, Wamaste, and Sayonara, and all that, okay? Yeah, so let's start with the aspect that dramas in UKAMBANI. Of course, we may not get to the videos of all of that, but some of them actually we can just talk about it. So it was very hot for our president in UKAMBANI. Even the questions he was asked and the response he was actually giving, it was tough, not easy. All right? So let's begin with Wavinya Ndeti, and we see what she said during this 4-day tour that the president made at UKAMBANI. It's surprising, actually. I don't know whether it's because the pressure, the UKAMBANI people now feel like it's enough is enough. They have to support their own, or why is it that suddenly UKAMBANI people from Kitui, Machakos, to all other places have decided to actually just say that even if they're in the opposition, it doesn't mean they're brainless. Susan said that, okay? So let's look at this.
Anakuja hapa UKAMBANI, anakuja anatutukana sisi. Ukitukana Kalonzo ni sisi umetutukana. Wewe ukiambia mtoto baba yako hana akili, inamaanisha wewe mtoto na mama yako na kila mtu ana nini? Ana akili. Kiburi ni kitu kibaya sana. The way I know His Excellency Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, hawezi kwenda Sugoi akaanza kutukana Ruto because he's a man of God. He's a man of God. Lakini yeye anamdharau, anakuja, anaongea, anafanya, na mimi ni kweli si kuenda. Alikuja ako kwangu leo, sijaenda. Number one, Pastor Ezekiel is my spiritual father, even if he's my brother. Tunaelewana? Na hii hapa Pastor Ezekiel, I could not exchange it with anything. Nitaenda, mtu anatukana baba yangu, nitaenda kukaa na yeye tukiongea nini? Wanaona Kalonzo ni mpole, Kalonzo ana maneno, is a diplomat, wanamchukua tu hivi. Wakamba usema, itema yiti ya ubudhia. Believer talks because it is very light. You can eat it very quickly, thinking that it's a very soft meat, it cannot choke you. But I just want to tell him, huyu unacheza na yeye, ndio atakuja kukumalizia maneno. Na sisi we pray to our God who is alive. If you disrespect my community, Your Excellency, I am a daughter of this community. I am a daughter of this community. Na community yangu, ikitukanwa, I'm sorry, I have no business with you. Even if you're the President of the Republic of Kenya. Respect my people and I'll respect you. I have listened.
All right. So that is exactly what Wavinya Ndeti had to say. She even had to testify that even though there was an event going on in her region, she decided not to attend that because of the talks that the president is passing, or rather delivering to them. Remember, the president was reminding the Kamba people that they have been in opposition for too long, and that is stalling their development, and therefore they have to back him up. This is a strategy, of course. Remember, currently, the only person who is shaking the presidential position more than any other is Kalonzo, and that is after going to Luo, Bondo, and then out of all other political aspirants, that is the only person who Aida has actually spoken good of. The entire family spoke up for him. He was actually there with a very large head of cattle, and he had to conduct some rituals or, passages that maybe he knows better of why he was doing so. He actually exchanged the Luo aspect with the Kamba aspect. He brought kettles which are within the Terobur aspect of the Luo people. He went to a whole, congregation. Why am I calling it congregation? The group he went with included politicians, the traditional leader, and also the church leaders, guys. So Kalonzo Musyoka looks like he's so mild and quiet, but I think he's deep into some sort of advice from, people maybe who are traditionally informed and all that. Because when I saw that gesture, and I saw how Ida spoke, and Orengo spoke, and who else? Oburu spoke, then I began to say there is something here. And out of that, of course, for the last 2 weeks, people have been talking about Kalonzo Musyoka, endorsed and all that, media houses. And even the fact that now President Ruto had to run to UKAMBANI very soon, that speaks volumes, guys. It speaks volumes politically. Why is the president running to UKAMBANI and trying to tell them that they should not be in opposition forever? He has, I think it was the month of June or July, he also went to UKAMBANI and he was trying to tell them that nobody should come and cheat them about cousins before Gachagua has ever talked about it. But then he realized, even after doing that, Kalonzo went forward and continued to collaborate with Gachagua. So now that he's seeing that there's high chances to settle on Kalonzo, he has now begun to indirectly try to prove that UKAMBANI people have made a decision. I don't know. This narrative that was brought around by, there's this guy who was in Mungiki, then he transformed into a pastor, was trying to say that there are 2 things Kalonzo has to work on. And that is ensuring that that oath that was taken to actually place a curse on men is wiped out. I don't know how. It was very funny for me, but I don't know how. Anyway, let's see how it happened in Ukambani. Of course, there's a lot that happened in Ukambani during that visit. And I want to bring to your attention this here. This is Machakos.
Nyinyi mmesikia rais amekuja hapa, amewaambia mambo ya kazi, amewaambia mambo ya barabara, mambo ya stima, mambo ya maji, nimekwenda lelo.
Unfortunately, that is exactly what happened in Machakos, the Wavinya Ndeti zone, okay? And of course, Wavinya Ndeti was not there. Hi, yes, 8080, yo, hello, hola, hola, welcome in the house. Thank you so much for showing up. I don't know who is calling, guys. My goodness. Alright guys, so I'm back. Of course, I was talking about political aspects here, but I had to receive a long call, and it is what it is. We hope that people will be still coming back to watch. And of course, we were focusing at what is happening right away in Ukambani before I can get at what happened in Mombasa. So of course, some of them will just be getting voices, because once the phone affects my viewership, I have a problem really showing everything. So let's see what Kalonzo said here.
Kwenda Matiliku 20 kilometers. Siku mbili baadaye. Hakuna evidence except to this monument. This is just a monument. So this is not how to run a country. Yes. People expected by now matingatinga ingekuwa inaendelea na hii kazi. This is actually shameful. Yeah, that's why I always say that.
Okay, so
0% of what Kasongo.
Of course, the automatic we are reading a lie. And it's unfortunate that Kalonzo Musyoka, this is his region, and he's a contesting candidate. So he automatically had to go about and turn the narrative to show the reality that there was a lie somewhere. Of course, many people in Ukambani were asking why it was necessary actually to have the empowerment program. And you realize during the response time, the president was indicating that empowerment program is for the entire country. Maybe let me try to understand, because the other day when the president was in Mumias, what he talked about was Nyota program. When he went to Embu or Mbere, I heard him talking about the roads and a promise on houses. He also did promise on markets and such a things. So I'm not quite sure, because does it vary? The empowerment of one place varies from the other. Of course, everywhere he goes, he talks about roads, housing, and what have you. I've seen the president also saying that this plan was a 63. It was supposed to be 63 years ago. Let me just get some video here. There's a video here which was coming out with this.
Yeah. There's other kind that is white.
Let me see, where is this? If I don't get it, bear with me, it's too late. And sometimes when it's too late like this, you bring what is possible. Where is this now? I may get a problem to actually find that video because I thought it was here, but there's something that is making me not find it immediately.
Thinker. So one day.
Yes, that is former ODM chairman Henry Kosgei reminiscing the old ODM days. Remember, it's the ODM founders dinner taking place Friday. President amounting to Kenya shillings 110 billion for transforming the livelihoods of the people of Makueni, Machakos and Kitui. President William Ruto ended his 3-day development tour of UKAMBANI on Friday.
Watu wa UKAMBANI hoye! Mwala hoye!
Although the president was received by respective Wiper governors from Makueni and Kitui, he went ahead slamming opposition chiefs, questioning their intellectual capacities to lead the nation.
Wale watu wapumbavu wa mambo ya shares ya kusema ya kwamba ati nchi ya Kenya inaendeleshwa kwa mapendeleo ama kwa ubaguzi. Mimi nataka niwaambie hiyo ni siasa duni, siasa ya watu wajinga na siasa ambayo haina nafasi katika taifa letu la Kenya.
Ruto's move to scold his opponents openly as lacking brains has since rattled Wiper's KALONZO Musyoka and the People's Liberation Party leader Martha Karua.
Ukawa unasema mimi ni mjinga. Huenda ikawa ikiwa ni mambo ya kuua vijana wetu majenzi. Mimi siwezi kuwaua. Kwa hivyo mimi ni mjinga, sasa siwezi kuwaua. Wa hali ya juu, mimi ni mjinga kweli. Siwezi kufanya hivyo. Siwezi kubinafsisha public property kama Kenya Pipeline Corporation uuzie marafiki zako, wacha niwe mjinga na Kenya ipone.
Mtu akisema watu ni stupid, sasa ni kiongozi gani anaenda akiita watu stupid hadharani? Mimi nasema hivi, ajue one term sio matusi. Ya kwamba kuchaguliwa sio title deed. Kila mtu ameumbwa na sura ya Mungu, hata awe bubu, ana kitu iko ndani yake. Hii maneno ya kusema sisi tukiwa opposition ni bure kabisa, sipendi.
Speaking in Mumbuni North, Machakos County, Governor Wavinya Deti called out President Ruto, saying he had shown disrespect to the Kamba nation, defending a move to skip Ruto's Machakos development tour.
Of course, that I've already shown that, but I wanted to get something about the governor of is it Kitui or which place? He actually raised questions on the president, asking or rather indicating that he will never be in terms or work together with the president because he automatically doesn't stand with his aspects. And of course, ODM on the other end have been having a lot of meetings, and of course we've seen a lot of tensions. As Sifuna lectures Joho, as Ruth talks on the other end, Gladys and all that. Let's just see.
Sanji, KTN, Mombasa County. Our ODM party is currently walking a tightrope if the happenings witnessed on Friday and Saturday during the party's 20th celebration is anything to go by. Top party officials and members engaged in a war of words as they pondered which way to go ahead of the 2027 general election. A section is opposed to the broad-based coalition and push for President William Ruto's re-election, while another faction insists Orange will not be as sour as it is turning out to be to a section of members. Perhaps former opposition chief, the late Raila Odinga, could be exploiting every available opportunity to ensure the party remains united ahead of the much anticipated 2027 general election. The ODM at 20 celebrations have provided a clear picture of the future of the party. A heated war of words has ensued as the pro-government engaged the anti-government over their position on support for the broad-based government. ODM experiencing internal divisions largely centered on whether the party should fully align with President William Ruto's administration or maintain its stance and prepare to field its own candidate in the 2027 polls.
Mimi ningeomba viongozi wa ODM sasa tusikize hawa watu wamekaa kwa tent hawa wamekaa kwa tent, watu waambie jibu ya ile maswali imetushinda sisi kama viongozi. Wangapi wanasema tukuje kwenu nyinyi? Nataka nione mikono. Wangapi wanasema tukuje kwenu nyinyi?
Pro-broad-based faction that included cabinet secretaries Hassan Joho, John Badi, Opiyo Wandayi, and a section of ODM leaders faced a hostile ground in Mombasa on their call to support continued collaboration with the current government, while anti-broad-based faction told them off, insisting that the collaboration dilutes the party's identity and legacy as the reformist opposition movement.
We need to go back to the people and have an NDC and see who the people want to pick to manage that same relationship.
Ulisikia mtoto yangu Winnie akisema ati Raila alikuwa hapo na sasa tutafute mwengine kusaidia kuendeleza hii broad-based government. Ninamwambia hiyo na mtoto yangu tutaongea na yeye kinyumbani.
In the party they are behaving as if ODM is the one that needs Ruto. Is Ruto that needs ODM? Kwa sababu ameshindwa. I'm not afraid to say.
If you don't want to leave them, if ourselves we are confused, let us not bring that confusion to the ODM people. That is the position. Otherwise, kila mtu atakuwa na kipande chake cha ODM.
Mkinifukuza nitawafukuza. Mkinikujia nitawakujia. Kikiharibika kiharibike. Kama ni mbaya, kama ni noma, ama namna gani?
And now the battle of the
So you can actually see clearly that when you listen to Joho, you listen to Junet, you listen to Wandayi, you listen to Badi, you listen to Gladys Wanga. For them, they are for the broad-based government. And they are insisting the party will no longer be in opposition. You look at Sifuna, look at Arati, look at Winnie Odinga, look at this guy, Orengo, and some other people. In fact, Babu said that it was the last time maybe he was talking as a member of ODM, if they are not careful. So it raises a lot of questions. Actually, this 20th year celebration brought to light the reality about this party. And of course, many people have been talking about it. I've also consistently talked about it because when you look at this party, however much they are disregarding the fact that we have, split effort, the reality is that there is a very clear crack that is quickly opening up and becoming bigger. So, of course, Babu said here, I want to look for Babu.
Jana Mheshimiwa Babu Owino tulikuwa na kongamano la vijana na hawakufurahi kwa sababu hawakukuona hapo. Nikakupigia simu nikasema ufike Mombasa na mapema sana na niwaahidi kwamba utakuwa hapa ili kuonyesha kwamba nimefanya kazi ile mlinituma. Wacha Babu awasalimie kwa dakika moja na uweke nidhamu tafadhali.
In everlasting peace. Baba Raila Amolo Odinga was a bridge. He was a bridge that everybody, every leader who is seated here, Baba was a bridge that they used to cross over the turbulent waters. They used the bridge to cross over the sharks and the crocodiles. Baba was a ladder that we used to climb to higher levels. That ladder is no more. Baba was a shield that protected us from our oppressors, and that shield is no more. Baba Raila Amolo Odinga, I want to assure you that your spirit shall live on. The spirit that you implanted on us shall live on.
Thank you.
Kidogo tu Sifuna, hii ndio siku ya mwisho SG wangu. Nimejua hawa wadozi wetu hawatanikaribisha hapa tena. Wacha niongee kwa sababu Raila alipokuwa mzima nilikuwa nachukua hata 1 hour ya kuongea. Sasa hizo wadozi wetu wengine hapa hawakuwa hata kushikwa na mtu wa Kanjo. To Baba the Great, we want to tell our people to rise up. Rise with courage. Rise with conviction. Rise with strength to fight, because we know that we are stronger than our oppressors. Na nataka kuhakikishia Raila Amolo Odinga mahali popote yupo sahihi.
My goodness,
Baba, siku ya leo gharama ya maisha ikienda juu, tutaenda maandamano, wapende wasipende.
Asante.
Baba, siku ya leo karo ya shule ikipelekwa juu, tutaenda maandamano, wapende wasipende. Baba, siku ya leo bei za bidhaa zikienda juu, tutaenda maandamano, wapende wasipende. La mwisho, jana niliona viongozi wetu wa ODM walipewa viti. Congratulations. Lakini wacha niwaulize swali. Wadozi, mliangalia huyu Babu Owino mkaona hizi tosha kiti yoyote? Kwa hivyo fikirie hiyo, youth leader na kuheshimu, lakini hapo mbele hata Babu ametosha party leader. Unasema ni Babu kwa sababu kama kuna tabu ana jawabu la ajabu kwa adabu.
Asante.
Bila Babu tabu.
Asante. Haya. ODM oye! ODM oye!
What is Babu for you?
Babu, ulikuwa umeniahidi kwamba utaweka nidhamu. Sasa umenichomea. Siku nyingine nitakuita kweli bwana boss. Unajua wadosi watakasirika. Sasa kwa niaba yangu mwenyewe, wacha nifunge kwa kusema, Mheshimiwa Oburu Odinga, I want to give you your assurance that the way that I was a loyal Secretary General to your deceased brother, Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga, tutafanya na wewe kazi kwa kipamoja ili kuweza kuinua chama hiki kiweze kufika mahali ambapo baba alikuwa anataka kifike. Asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki na wapende.
00 Gavana Hassan Ali Joho ambaye sasa ni waziri. Fire, we light it up, oh. Siwaski. Sound the tune, Mr. DJ.
Very good. Your Excellency, our party leader, ngoja kidogo. Your Excellency, our party leader, viongozi wote wa chama cha ODM, mimi nasimama hapa leo, sijui niseme niko na raha ama niko na uchungu. I do not know whether I am happy or I am sad. I do not know. I really do not know. Kwa sababu leo tumeona hapa for the first time, let me say it here, for the first time in my political life, and I have been around for around 20 plus years, I am coming to a national event. I am coming to a national event that my leader, Raila Amolo.
All right, guys. So, of course, when you listen to those people at ODM, we have faction automatically. And I may not go into a very long video because currently, in fact, I've realized many people are sleeping. But when we read the temperatures, what we see there is nothing good at all. So we've gone into 30 minutes. Maybe we'll do more tomorrow. Bye-bye.